Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money at. Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money at. Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money at. We got to talk grown folks business. We got to get the money out the way. People's pockets need it. People's pockets need it. All right, so we're going to start off with the stock watch. We're going to go right here. We're going to go right here with the stock watch. Okay, we got this one right here. You see that on the screen? This is Intuitive Surgical. Basically, this is a company that does robotics and surgery. And the way the news hit today is a bunch of firms downgraded it. Deutsche Bank downgraded Intuitive Surgical from hold to sell and cut its price target from $515 to $440, causing a 10.3% drop in price to $499. Now that thing, as you can see on the chart here, it dropped to $499 this morning. Okay, on that news. And then people started buying the dip. So I don't know what's going on with this, but there's a margin here. There's a big gap that could be filled. So, you know, if you're a margin trader and you got a little bit of money, it's a risky play, not financial advice. Do your own research. If you want to go for the long, it might be a good long, but do your own research. I don't know what's happening here, why they downgraded it. But if they adopt AI, this thing is going to look good. This is the 5-year chart. But if they adopt AI, there could be some potential for that company. Anyway, another thing we got to look out for, Gemini IPO. Y'all seen what that Circle IPO did? Some of y'all bought the Circle IPO. Some of y'all made 300% on that plus. I think we're up 350%, some of us. Gemini is going to IPO. The Gemini is a crypto exchange run by billionaire twins, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. On Friday, they disclosed that it had filed for a U.S. public offering confidentially. Look out for that IPO. I'm going to play the IPO. I didn't expect it to do circle numbers, but I'm going to play the IPO. I got to see when it gets closer to launch, you know, which way we'll play that. Okay. I'm not sure which way to play that. And I don't know if we wait for the dip, because sometimes everybody, you know, previous investors may sell. But yeah, this is something I'm going to keep an eye on, so I will report back on that. Anyway, OpenAI over the weekend rolled out an update to Advanced Voice. The feature lets users have dialogues with ChatGPT out loud. The company says ChatGPT's voices now sound more natural and fluid with subtler intonation, realistic cadence, including pauses and emphasis, and more on-point expressiveness for emotions like empathy and sarcasm. Voice mode now also allows users to translate languages more easily. Ask ChatGPT to interpret, and it will continue translating the conversation until you tell it to stop or switch to another language. The feature is available for all paid ChatGPT users across markets and platforms. The better this voice thing gets, it's gift and a curse. It's going to be really hard to tell the difference between reality and virtual reality. Anyway, we got some good news. Great news from Uncle Hotep State. Amazon plans to invest $20 billion in Pennsylvania to expand its AI infrastructure. They plan to create 1,250 new high-skilled jobs, supporting thousands more in the AWS data center supply chain. Amazon will also bring training and education programs, including data center technician programs, fiber optic fusion splicing workshops, and STEM awareness and learning opportunities for K through 12 schools to local communities. What does all this mean? Data centers are going to be a huge opportunity for work for people. Huge opportunity. These things are going to pop up like crazy. Data centers are they're the new manufacturing. They're the new warehouse jobs. They're the new what's that stuff on the conveyor belt? What is that stuff called? The conveyor belt. What is that job called again? They the new plantation? Yeah, they definitely the new plantation. Data centers, assembly line. Thank you. They the new assembly line. Data centers are the new assembly line. And they're getting your kids ready. K through 12 schools. It's going to be heavy. And that's what I said, white collar jobs are at threat. Blue collar jobs, they got a little bit more leeway before the robots take over. But, they're doing fiber optic fusion splicing workshops. So they're going to teach you people, how to splice cables and all sorts of other blue collar jobs. So blue collar tech is in. I don't think it's going to be a low paid job. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be a low paid job, but I could be wrong. Speaking of big tech, Apple, Airbnb, and Google are exploring stablecoin payments. Uber is also investigating the potential for stablecoin payments. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi. What the hell? Hold on a second. I know this ain't. Oh, I was about to say. He's an Iranian. Okay, Iranian. I thought it was one of the Patels was running shit. We're still in the steady phase, I'd say. This is a quote from the CEO. For me, stablecoins are one of the more interesting instantiations of crypto. What the fuck? This motherfuckers is educated as hell. Hold on a second. Let me get caught up. Instantiation refers to the act of creating a specific example or realization of something, particularly an abstract or general concept. All right, we're a little bit smarter now.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Okay. He says, I do think stablecoins are quite promising, especially for global companies that are moving money around globally to make a mechanism for us to essentially reduce costs. Google Cloud confirmed its interest to Fortune. So Google says it's pretty clear that this is probably one of the biggest upgrades to payments since the SWIFT network. He also acknowledged accepting a couple of payments using PayPal's stablecoin PYUSD. Stablecoins are the future. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on that. But it's a realization that it's here, and it's going to be here for a while, and it is the synthetic CBDC, according to Richmond Federal Reserve. China and London look to hold new talks.
China.
U.S. President Donald Trump, top trade officials are meeting their Chinese counterparts in London on Monday for talks aimed at resolving an ongoing trade dispute between the world's two largest economies. Scotty, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer are representing the U.S. Hassett says the purpose of the meeting today is to make sure that they're serious, but to literally get handshakes and get this thing behind us. So they're looking to finalize a deal today, at least some of it. Hassett says our expectation is that immediately after the handshake, any export controls from the U.S. will be eased and the rare earths will be released in volume, and then we can get back to negotiating smaller matters. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Release the rare earths, we'll release some export controls, and we'll iron out the little details later. So that meeting is being held today. Maybe they're in the meeting now. I don't know. But there may be a play following that. I don't know. We're going to have to see how that goes. If the meeting goes well, we're looking at green candles for the rest of the week. Some people are speculating Ethereum is going to take off. Bitcoin hit 107,000. What is Bitcoin trading at right now? Let's take a look. Bitcoin is trading at 108,000. Damn. It's a huge candle right there. Huge candle. So things are looking good. Things are looking good in the market. I wish they didn't. But that's your financial update of the day. I'll be back to report on more the rest of the week, as you guys already know.